You know what's louder than a 357 Magnum? The sound of every tactical keyboard warrior clutching his polymer Wonder 9 when a revolver walks in the room. Suddenly it's outdated, heavy, only 6 shots. Yeah, 6 shots of nope. Thing is, a 357 wheel gun doesn't need a fashion show or a red dot the size of a TV remote. It just needs one job: hit hard, hit fast, and never ask permission. No safeties, no mag springs to wear out, just cold steel, tight timing, and a bark that rattles fillings, taking down coyotes, stopping carjackers, or spicing up a quiet day at the range. Whatever the mission, the 357 Magnum handles business without breaking a sweat. Modern revolvers aren't relics from the glove box of history. They're precision-tuned, ported beasts with high-capacity cylinders and triggers smoother than your ex's excuses. We're counting down the top 10 best 357 Magnum revolvers, each one handpicked for power, pedigree, and pure shooting pleasure. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, just raw firepower, burnt powder, and unfiltered truth. Now holster up, cowboy. We're going loud. Chiappa Rhino walks into the lineup like it owns the damn place. And honestly, it kinda does. This revolver flipped the whole script with its alien looks and low-bore axis design. Instead of firing from the top chamber like every other wheel gun since the dawn of time, the Rhino shoots from the bottom. That drops the recoil impulse straight into your wrist instead of letting it snap up into your forehead. The result is a 357 that kicks like a 9mm but still slams targets like a freight train. Barrel options run from 2 inches up to 6, with all steel frames or alloy models depending on how much muscle you want to carry. That 2-inch snubby is compact enough for EDC, while the 6-inch version turns heads and punches holes with precision. The trigger pull is butter smooth in double action and crisp in single action. Reliability holds up too. This ain't no range toy. You can actually carry it and trust it. The look throws some folks off. It's got that "what the hell is that" vibe. Feels more sci-fi prop than sidearm. And the grip angle takes a minute to get used to if you're coming from a classic Smith. But once you settle in, it delivers faster follow-up shots and less muzzle flip than anything else in the 357 world. That's not hype. That's engineering that works. The Rhino might look like a freak, but it shoots like a professional. This revolver delivers where it matters most: performance, control, and dependability. Style points? That's just a bonus. The Manurhin MR73 isn't just a revolver. It's a damn piece of history forged in the hands of European counter-terror units that didn't have time for mechanical failures or excuses. Built in France, this thing was designed for GIGN, the elite tactical unit that handled the nastiest situations in Europe long before anyone had ever heard of Tier 1 operators. Every MR73 is hand-fitted to surgical standards. The DA trigger is one of the most consistent on the planet, and the SA break feels more like a match pistol than a combat revolver. It's not just accurate, it's stupid accurate. These guns are factory test fired to deliver tight groups at 25 meters, and they actually hit that bar. No marketing fluff, no fine print. Weight-wise, it's a full-frame revolver, solid steel, no corners cut. That weight helps soak up recoil, so even hot Magnum loads feel more like a firm handshake than a bone rattler. The finish is deep, slick, and absolutely gorgeous. This is the kind of revolver you admire just as much as you shoot. The price tag is steep. You're not getting into this thing for pocket change. And aftermarket support in the US isn't exactly overflowing. But none of that changes the fact that the MR73 earns its reputation every time it hits the range. It's a masterpiece of fit, feel, and firepower. For the shooter who demands top-tier precision and craftsmanship, this wheel gun delivers without compromise. The MR73 is pure elite steel, front to back. Smith & Wesson took the legendary K-frame Model 19, gave it a steroid shot from the Performance Center, and dropped it right into the concealed carry game. The Model 19 Carry Comp is a modern take on a revolver that once rode on the hips of cops, marshals, and old-school badasses coast to coast. It still has that classic revolver DNA, but now it's loaded with upgrades that make it clear. This wheel gun didn't retire, it rearmed. This thing rocks a 3-inch barrel with an integrated compensator. That means faster follow-ups, less muzzle rise, and smoother shooting even with full-house 357 loads. The trigger is clean and deliberate in double action, crisp and confident in single. The carry weight sits in that Goldilocks zone, heavy enough to control, light enough to wear without feeling like you're dragging a boat anchor. The grip is cut for real hands, not mannequin paws. It locks in tight and doesn't shift even when your palms get sweaty. The sights are easy to track, and the build quality is what you'd expect from S&W's Performance Center, top shelf all the way through. 6 rounds is still 6 rounds, and the compensator does throw out a bit more blast and flash than some folks might like. But that's just noise, not a real issue. This gun was built for serious carry, and it damn well delivers. The Model 19. Carry Comp brings old-school toughness with a modern edge. It runs hard, hits hard, and looks good doing it. No gimmicks, just revolver muscle, tuned and ready. The Ruger SP-101 is that no-nonsense. Bulldog of a revolver that doesn't care if it's pretty. It just shows up, puts in work, and takes a beating like it owes you money. Chambered in .357 Magnum, this snubby is built from stainless steel so thick it makes other compact revolvers feel like aluminum soda cans. Most models roll out with a 2.25 or 3-inch barrel and a 5-round cylinder, giving you just enough juice to handle a threat without dragging a boat anchor on your belt. Out at the range, it surprises people. You'd think a gun this size would slap your wrist into next week with Magnums, but Ruger built the SP-101 with enough mass to tame the beast. It still barks? Sure, but it's controlled. Trigger's got that classic Ruger weight to it, especially in double action, but it breaks clean once you settle into it. Swap in a Wolf spring kit, and it smooths out real nice. Now, the stock grips are kind of basic. Not bad, but not great. Easy fix, though. Pop on some Hogue rubbers or a set of G10s, and it feels like a whole new gun. And the sights are serviceable, not fancy. But again, this revolver's built for carry and close work, not bullseye competitions. This is a truck gun, a woods gun, a nightstand backup. The kind of revolver that just keeps showing up, year after year, round after round. It may not win beauty contests, but it damn sure wins fights. The Taurus Tracker series, especially the 627 model, is proof you don't have to drain your bank account to get a revolver that hits like a hammer and keeps on ticking. Chambered in .357 Magnum with a 7-shot cylinder, this one packs an extra round where most wheel guns tap out at 6. That alone makes it worth a look. But Taurus did more than just add capacity. They gave it a ported barrel, rubber grips that feel like they were custom molded for your hand, and a price tag that won't make your wallet cry. Most trackers come with a 4-inch barrel, which hits that perfect middle ground. Not too short that you lose performance, not too long that you're printing through your shirt. It balances well, shoots flat, and soaks up recoil like a champ thanks to those factory ports. At the range, it runs hot loads without knocking your fillings loose. Accuracy is solid too. Dropping a bad guy inside a minute at 25 yards is light work for this thing. Now let's be real. The trigger is decent, but not Performance Center slick. You'll feel some grit on that double action pull until it's worn in. And the finish, while functional, doesn't exactly scream luxury. But none of that changes what this gun delivers: reliability, shootability, and solid firepower at a price that leaves room for ammo and bourbon. The Tracker 627 is a working man's revolver, not a safe queen. You carry it, shoot it, clean it, and it just keeps rolling. That extra round in the cylinder? That's peace of mind, and in a gunfight, it might just be the one that counts. Kimber came out swinging with the K6 and proved they're not just a 1911 company anymore. This revolver is one slick little wheel gun, and it's tailor-made for deep carry without sacrificing punch. It's a 6-shot snub nose, all stainless, with a snag-free profile that slips right into your waistband like it was born there. No exposed hammer, no weird curves, just pure function wrapped in damn fine machining. Chambered in .357 Magnum, this little devil still brings the thunder, and it handles better than it has any right to. The trigger is where Kimber flexes hard. Smooth double action that rolls like silk, then breaks clean with 0 stack. For a carry revolver, it's hands down one of the best stock DA triggers out there. No tuning required. Out the box, it just runs. The sights are a huge win too. None of that old-school gutter-notch garbage. The K6 gives you proper 3-dot or night sight options, and they're pinned in, not milled, so you can swap them if you want. It carries light, shoots tight, and looks sharp. One of those rare guns that pulls off both business and style. If your wallet's feeling light, touching this one might leave you with second-degree sticker shock. You're looking at premium pricing for a snubby, and the grip's on the slimmer side. Big-handed shooters might want to look at extended options, but none of that kills its appeal. This thing's purpose-built for concealed carry with serious firepower. The K6 is classy, compact, and mean as hell when it needs to be. It's like a tuxedo with a punch dagger in the pocket. The Smith & Wesson 6.27. Performance Center is what happens when the revolver gods get bored and decide to break the rules. 8 rounds of .357 Magnum in a revolver. That's not overkill. That's a flex. Built on the end frame, this beast comes with a 5-inch slab-sided barrel, an unfluted cylinder, and an action smoothed out by the fine hands at the Performance Center. It shoots like a dream. Double action is steady and deliberate. Single action snaps clean. Accuracy is dead on. This thing hammers steel at 25, even 50 yards without breaking a sweat. And thanks to its all-stainless build, recoil from full-house Magnums feels more like a firm handshake than a sucker punch. Now yeah, it's big. Real big. You won't be appendix carrying this thing unless your belt is made of rebar, but for duty carry, hunting, or range dominance, it's the king of the hill. The 6.27 PC doesn't apologize for its size. It commands space, respect, and attention. And just when you think it can't get hotter than 8 rounds of tuned-up thunder, the next revolver kicks the damn saloon doors off the hinges. Welcome to top 3 territory. The Colt Python is what you get when art, engineering, and pure American attitude meet in a revolver frame. The original was born back in 1955, and it didn't just earn a reputation, it built a legacy. Fast forward to now, and Colt dropped the 2020 reboot. And let me tell you, they didn't just dust off the blueprints. They came back with a vengeance. This thing is precision incarnate. Chambered in .357 Magnum, 6 rounds deep, full stainless frame, and a trigger that breaks like a glass rod. You can get it in 3, 4.25, 6, or even 8-inch barrel lengths, and every single one balances better than it has any right to. Whether you're shooting double action or cocking it back for a slow single-action press, it just runs smooth. The lockup is tight, the timing is sharp, and the attention to detail is top tier. Those classic lines and vented rib are back, making it look like a Hollywood prop with the performance of a sniper's sidearm. Shooters who grew up on Dirty Harry and Miami Vice, this is the stuff of dreams. Out at the range, it delivers more than just tight groups. It stays consistent, feels forgiving in the hand, and makes every pull of the trigger feel like a reward. This revolver isn't just accurate, it's an absolute joy to run. The Python doesn't just hold its own, it raises the bar. This is one of the most iconic revolvers ever made, and it still slaps like it's 1955 all over again. If the Colt Python is polished silver, the Ruger GP100 is raw steel with knuckles. This revolver isn't about looks. It's about grit, guts, and going the distance. Built like a damn bank vault, the GP100 was made to eat .357 Magnum ammo for breakfast, lunch, and dinner without flinching. Most come with a 4.2-inch barrel, though shorter and longer models are out there. 6 shots, full lug barrel, and a beefy frame that soaks up recoil like a sponge in a hurricane. That triple lock cylinder gives you solid lock up front, back, and center. So no wiggle, no play, just rock-solid reliability, shot after shot. Trigger is classic Ruger. It's not a feather, but it's consistent and smooth enough to trust when it matters. Once you run a few boxes through it, the internals polish themselves in, the GP100 isn't flashy, but it's dependable as hell and built to be abused. The Rubber Hogue grips are the real deal. They absorb recoil like a pro and keep your hand anchored through every cylinder, even when you're running hot loads back to back. The GP100 doesn't try to be fancy. It just works. And that's exactly what makes it one of the best revolvers ever made. And now, after all that muscle and all that history, we've finally made it. Top spot, the one that rules them all. Get ready. This next revolver doesn't just set the standard, it is the standard. This is it. The crown wearer, the wheel gun that defines what a .357 Magnum revolver should be. The Smith & Wesson Model 686 and its 7-shot variant, the 686 Plus, sits at the peak for a reason. It has earned that crown not through hype, but through decades of proving itself in the hands of shooters, cops, hunters, and competitors alike. Built on the L-frame, the 686 hits that rare sweet spot. Big enough to handle full-throttle Magnum loads without shaking apart, but still manageable enough to carry if you're serious about packing steel. It offers options too. You can find it in 3, 4, or 6-inch barrels, depending on what you want. Control, concealment, or raw velocity. Every one of them balances naturally in the hand, with enough heft to tame recoil, but not so much that it feels like a boat anchor. The trigger is what you expect from a Smith. Double action is smooth with no grit, and single action breaks like a candy cane on Christmas morning. The lockup is tight, the timing is reliable, and the action feels like it was tuned by someone who actually shoots. Grips are ergonomic out of the box, sights are fully adjustable, and the overall finish is clean, tough, and easy to maintain. What really seals it is the consistency. Whether you're punching paper, ringing steel, or defending home and hearth, the 686 performs every time. No drama, no excuses. It just delivers. This revolver is the benchmark. When folks say a revolver just works, they're talking about this one. The 686 does not follow trends. It sets them, and that's why it holds the throne. That wraps it up. 10 iron-sided beasts that prove the .357 Magnum isn't going anywhere. If anything, it's louder, meaner, and more refined than ever. Whether it's a snubby that disappears under your flannel or a full-frame hand cannon that owns the range, every revolver on this list brings serious heat and hard-earned respect. This list ain't about throwbacks or collecting dust in a display case. These guns are still working, still putting in rounds, clearing threats, and holding the line. They bring a level of simplicity and mechanical honesty you just don't get from striker-fired plastic. You load them, you aim, you fire. And when the smoke clears, they're still ready for the next shot. Every revolver here earned its spot by doing exactly what it was built for. Some lean into innovation, some lean into tradition, but none of them miss. These are the wheel guns folks trust when it matters. And they've got the history, the scars, and the groups on paper to prove it. So tell me, what made your list? Which one has already earned a spot in your rotation, or might be walking into your safe next payday? And if you think my top pick was straight-up nonsense, say it loud. I want to hear all of it. All right, that's it. Cowboy's got a ride. Stick around and find out who I'll show up as next time. Maybe a diaper-slinging dad protecting his crew, or a classy lady ready to boot some dude into next week for stepping wrong. Stay strong.